Alright, so welcome back. Hoping you guys are having a fabulous day here today. In case you don't know, this is the gem guide for Meliodas. You're going to be sitting there like, yo, why? Why are you making a gem guide right now? Because guess what? Potentially, Meliodas releases in 4 days for Global. Yes, he genuinely could release in 4 days for Global. That could happen because they just did a merge, or not a merge, they did a Global First banner, which we're now caught up to JP. Theoretically, we're now caught up to JP, but I don't know. They could do anything here. I'm actually thoroughly shocked. Next week, and not even that, 4 days from today, you can get Melly. It's shocking to think about. But yes, today we're talking about it. This is the gem guide. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. Helps out a ton. This is going to be all the weeks. Remember, there's no login. There's no big things just yet announced. We'll have to wait for that. Again, that could be announced on Sunday, but we'll see how that goes and where that actually pans out. Let's jump into it. Let's break it down. So first thing, where am I compiling these gems from? I'm going to be compiling all of the gems in this update because there were a decent amount. I'm going to be compiling the gems from this update because you shouldn't have spent Labyrinth yet. Basically, Valenti onwards, you shouldn't have spent any gems. I don't think there's a single thing in the game that you theoretically could spend gems on, other than Valenti and the other banner, which they're both not worth it, right? Again, Valenti is, if you're going for Valenti, why are you going for Melly? You'd be a whale at that point, because you just went on Escanor, then Valenti, then that. You had to have some gems on you, so you must have been balling out here. But overall, that's the three things that I'm going to be referring to for the gem counts, which I'm hoping you saved. If you didn't, again, you have to deduct that basically from the final count, but let's jump into it now. So starting with the gem guide here, this is going to look really awkward because it's a huge gem guide. You've been saving since 1213 theoretically up until 124, which is not exactly when Millie leaves. He leaves a little bit after that, but I said 124 just to keep it a little bit under the number there. But again, if you've been saving since 1213, oh my god, you're in a great area. Just by adding these basic values, you're at 747, which is again decently high. You're pretty close to the final number of 900 to reach that point. Again, in the content that I did count over here, I'll edit it over here. Basically, the number that I have, so the tree event that we currently have will give you 9 gems just for logging and taking care of that. The compensation gave you 100 gems. The Thonar event gave you 10 gems, which is the missions. The extra missions, which is the Elaine and the other mission we have in the Solgris area, that gave you 5. That box event, if you bought them, that gave you a random amount. It just depends if we're lucky enough. You had 7 options or 7 days to buy for, which gave you 7 chances at it. So you should have at least maybe pulled 1, but if you didn't, it's perfectly fine. But it was 10 gems or 7 gems. You can add that into the final value here if you would like to, but that is that. Coming back over here to this main area, right? What we have, so what I added was basically Final Boss will pay you on the 27th, okay? The special weekly login, which is 109, because again, the tree and all that. Special story was also over there, which was Labyrinth, right? I also added Labyrinth in there, which again, that dropped on 1220. You shouldn't have spent those gems. Theoretically, you shouldn't have, but remember also that there is the holiday ones. The holiday costumes are dropping soon for gems in the subsequent update, right? So just be prepared for that, to where you might want to go and buy those, okay? Now, again, as everything I said mentioned, and had said, 1227 is potentially Melly. 1227, that's only 3 or 4 days away, which is kind of shocking, yes. But again, it's not guaranteed to be Melly. If it's not Melly on this day, you have more time. If it is Melly on this day, you do not have more time, right? So again, if you like a dead update here, that's good. You have time to save and potentially plan things out and just look around, see how everything's going, see what JP's update is, and then plan ahead, right? But again, I don't know what they're doing. They could have just done Liz to time it up before Christmas. But again, the same thing works. If they did that, why aren't they going to do this work? Because this is the New Year Fez. It should fall before New Year's, right? So we'll see what their plan is. I don't get it. I personally think it's going to release on the 27th. It just makes sense. You wouldn't chop that update earlier. It's just, I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. All right. So with it being all of that, the numbers that I did get for you. So I counted 13, 110, 117, 124. That is going to mop you up to be all together. So all of these days, right? Which I didn't give you main logins or anything like that. Just a core small number, just to give it to you, is 1020. All right. Counting from 1213 to 124, 1020 is what you're going to amass. Now, again, you're looking at that number and being like, oh, that's pretty good. It's not exactly the number, right? So let's say that what you can add on to the number you have right now, the number you can add on right now to your number will basically be, let's see, how can I get this number here? So basically what you have to add to your, so add 635. Add 635 to what number you have right now, and that's what you're gonna have by around the second to last, or the ish last week. There's one more week remaining, right? So let's say that's the current goal, 600. what you're gonna get, okay? There's more on it, right? So I didn't count this, ready? For example, there should be a 200 gem login. If they don't do one, what the hell? There should also be a story, which potentially gives you 30. I don't think it will, because I think the last one gave you a crap ton. So you may not get a story amount of gems here. Maybe you could. I could definitely be like capping here. I don't think you will. I'll say you will, but there's a chance you couldn't. I'll say it because they should do it. Special boss battle, you get like 10 gems of that usually, and then reward soul grist is for every single festival, so that's 14 gems. And then I will just add like there's a gift code as always, so I'll put that under special story even though it shouldn't be there. But there you go, adding all those little tiny like miscellaneous freebies that I think they're going to add, it basically like throws your total up a crap ton, being 234 gems. That's usually what a festival has of free gems. So if I add that for you, you're guaranteed the Fez unit. Yeah, you are. Now, it doesn't guarantee you the costumes for the Christmas. It doesn't guarantee you the Secret Treasure Shop costumes. So I'm hoping you saved. If you did save, you're good to go. Everything's going to be okay. Party and get ready. Currently on Global, you see that basically I have 400, or rather now 550 gems, right? Because I have to claim the compensation. But once I claim the compensation, I'm at 550. That'll push me by the, again, endish, last-ish. You still have one more week remaining. Part of the Fez at 1,400 gems. 1,400, right? Which it's basically 1,450, which now I can do 900 on the banner and then set aside this 550 or however many towards the Secret Treasure Shop. If it's just 200, 300, whatever I want to spend on the Secret Treasure Shop, I can do that. So yeah, costume shop on sale, that's also potentially there. All this stuff is going to go on. Again, these costumes that are currently out are limited, yeah? Which means if you want to run Unknown Team, which most of you do, and you like Merlin, you have to buy that one costume. It's a good costume. You might want to do it. You might have to do it. Tarmiel for CC. Liz also is a pretty good costume. So that's all there. If you want Migueldas or Kings or anyone like that, that's also there. So again, I gave you a lot. This is a good amount of gems here that you can go and manage to get. So again, add 630 to what you have currently. Then hope. Sit there and be like, damn, please Netmarble, I know you hate us more than anything. Make us a chance here to like win. Give us a 200 gem login. Again, you should get one. You really should. They've done it for every single festival, and you're telling me you're not gonna do it for New Year's, which you did last year. So they could also do a 300. If they do a 300, I doubt that. They might. If you do a 300, you're literally golden. Like, genuinely, that's 1384, counting the other 2 weeks also. You're in, like, heaven. That's, like, you got, like, everything you ever wanted. That's what this is, bro. If they did 300, oh, my God, that's beautiful. But overall, that's what it's currently looking like. Again, I am not even counting part 2. There's a part 2 which always gives, like, let's say, 43 gems because there's like a final boss and stuff like that. We could say 50 over these 3 weeks in just freebies and stuff like that. Should be like 50 gems. So counting that there too, you're in a very good position. But yeah, overall, it's looking pretty good. So yeah, that's what it currently mops up to be. Again, just wanted to show this to you here today. You don't have to worry if you're panicking about your gems. You'll be fine. I might see what they do next. If they do a gem login, I'll confirm that for you and update this and show you the actual value. But just hope that my math was correct on the fact that they should do it, right? There's no way they don't do it. They always have given you a login. They've always given you some events on the side. It looks like it's going to be a pretty hyped festival. So I think that they're going to kind of decently compensate and like actually do something nice, right? So with that being said, that's what I got for you here today. Not bad. But yes, that's been it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? If you think like, oh no, that's stupid, I'm just gonna wait and see how it actually does. Is it going to be a 200 gem login? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? That we'll see. But overall, with just what I have for you, like in values, in just the core numbers, okay, it's more than enough. But it depends on you. You have to try and save. You have to try and like not look at the costume sale. You have to try your best to like grind out some extra gear, do some stuff like that. If gear gotcha drops, that's an extra 45, 35, 50 gems, depending on how much you actually do. Overall, there's a lot you can kind of, have room with. It's going to depend on the login, a few things here and there. So overall, you should be good. I'll give you the answer. You should be good. Just try to play it safe if you are really low right now. Keep that in mind.